Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Not a happy day, not a happy morning. As you all know, Manchester United has been knocked out of the FA Cup by Brighton yesterday. We lost the match to the score of 1-2 for Brighton. Gruta and Welbeck scoring the goals for Brighton and Šeško getting a consolation for United in the 85th minute. All in all, the match was a dull affair for us. This is the sole cup competition that we were going to play this season, and we are out of this again, like we were out of Carabao Cup in the first round for us again. So, just going through what happened in the match, what could we have done better? How good were Brighton? Were they good or were we extremely bad? Let's dive into all of those questions and try and answer it together in this video. First things first, the formation and the lineups that we had fielded yesterday. It was a back four of what I had predicted, where Dorgu, Dallo, Martinez, and Euro were in the back, followed by Kobe Mainu, who I had picked to start this game. The surprising change by Darren Fletcher was dropping Casemiro and bringing in Manuel Ugarte. I think it did cost us some control in the midfield, which we will touch upon later. The front three or the front four were Šeško and Cunha on the left-hand side, Fernandes as the sitting 10, and Mason Mount on the right side. I thought that Shea Lacey would start in that position, and I think the 15 minutes that he played before his sending off, he was the brightest on the field. I think he should have started this match, but again, Mason Mount was picked over him. That was the lineup that we started with. On paper, it was a good lineup. It was a strong lineup compared to what Brighton had on their team. Brighton had made 6 changes from their match from Manchester City last week. Their star defender, Lewis Dunk, was not on the pitch. Van Hecke, who is their normal starter, was not on the pitch. Karu Matoma, one of their brightest player, was not on the pitch. These were 3 major players missing from the Brighton lineup. Looked more as a Brighton B team, and this makes it even more sour that we lost to a B team of Brighton. Just a sad affair. I think the pin drop silence after the final whistle in a stadium that is the biggest club stadium in England was astonishing and a little bit horrific as well. People did not care to boo the team. That was the kind of shock they were in. And let us figure out what went wrong with our performance yesterday. These were the lineups on display yesterday, and I think United had a pretty strong lineup. It is not that we went wrong in the lineup. The only thing that I would say is Casemiro was a big miss, and we could have started Lacey, right? Now, a lot of things went wrong for us yesterday. A lot of things. First of all, our defense is very leaky. That has been the state for the last 10 to 12 matches. We have only managed to win 2 or 3 of the last 12 to 13 games. None of them have been a clean sheet other than the Newcastle game, which was a victory for us by 1-0. That's the only game where we had a clean sheet. Otherwise, we do not have any clean sheet in the last 12 games. Again, yesterday, the first goal, it was a second ball inside the penalty half, but we should have still cleared it. Martinez was on the line for the first clearance. That clearance was not strong enough, and that's how it went to Gruta, and he scored from point blank range. We could have done better in that situation as well, thrown some bodies on the line and made sure that shot was not coming to the goal. On the second goal, it was a fine touch by Danny Welbeck, taking the ball from the right to the left foot very easily and then smacking it on the top corner. Lamens had no chance, but Euro could have done better. It is a very easy dunk that went back. He could have been a little stronger, a little bolder in blocking that shot. I think these 2 goals were avoidable. One of them was a clear defensive error by Euro, not being 100% on the pitch. The first goal, in fact, was a 50-50, but we still had a chance to clear that ball, but we couldn't. These 2 goals were conceded. The first goal was conceded within the 10 to 15 minute mark. We had been chasing this game from the start. We had good chances in the first half, but we could not capitalize on any of them. I don't think I saw Cunha in the game. I did not see Mason Mount in the game. Fernandes, who is always the brightest of our players, was low on energy. I have never seen Fernandes low on energy, low on enthusiasm. He was just a body on the pitch. He was not mentally present. It was just the physical state of the body that was playing football. And that is shocking. Never seen Fernandes play like that. He always wears his heart on his sleeve. And yesterday that was missing. And I think that showed in our chances. We created 8 shots on target in the entire match. And out of those 8 shots in the entire match, 3 of them or 4 of them were in the first 10 to 15 minutes. We did start well, but after that, it fizzled out, and Brighton were the team who were in control the entire first half. After going behind, we lost even more control of the game. I feel the second half was similar. We started again very aggressively for the first 5 minutes. But then again, till the 70 to the 75th minute, we were again just passengers in the game, 11 players just roaming around the field. I would say that, right? Because there was no spark. When Lacey had come on, that is when we started getting momentum going forward. He was the spark pushing players to go forward on the right hand side. And on the left hand side, it was just Dorgo who was doing his bit from the starting. It's been 4 or 5 matches back to back that Dorgu has performed immaculately. Yesterday also, he was the one making sure he's running behind the balls. He is inside the box. He is in our box defending crosses. He is in the opposition box trying to score a bicycle kick in the 90th minute. He was giving it his all along with Lacey, still a young kid. The first yellow card for him was unjust. I think there were a lot of fouls that Brighton players had made, which should have been a yellow, but they were not. The foul by Lacey, the first one, was a soft foul and it was a yellow card for him. The second yellow was okay, young chap, couldn't control his emotions and threw the ball on the ground. So a fair yellow for that. But because of the unfair yellow in the first tackle, he was sent off, right? So not a good thing for a 18-year-old kid coming on just for his second performance for the club and getting sent off. I think he was in tears while he was going down the tunnel. So it was a mixed night for him. I think he was very bright till the time he was on the pitch, but the red card took it away from him. Other than that, I do not see any player that I can mention that was good for us or gave 100% effort from his end. It was just Dorgu and Lacey. Fernandes, I will not say that he had his best game. Mount, no. Cunha, no. Ugarte, a big no. Kobe Mainu, who was given a start after so much debate over the last 3 to 4 months, could not perform as he should be. He was there. The match was there for the taking. He was running the midfield for United. He could not take the game by the scruff of the neck, right? It was just horizontal passes, back passes. I did not see even 2 or 3 cutting passes in the forward line for Sheshko by Mainu or Ugarte. I get it that they are holding midfielders, but the open spaces that were there in the match, they could not exploit that. And that is the biggest red flag that I saw with Mainu and Ugarte as the partnership. And hence I was mentioning in the beginning that Casemiro and Mainu should have been starting. Casemiro gives you that control in the midfield with his experience, with his style of play, with his aggressiveness. And he would have made sure that Mainu is given the space to explore a little more on the offensive side of things. I don't think he got that confidence with Manuel Ugarte. Hence, our midfield could not dominate the match. There were so many balls that Brighton goalkeeper Steele just kicked a ball from the goal line and it was directly through our midfield and they were on the attack against our defense. And that happened multiple times. I think that's how the Welbeck goal also started, right? So our midfield was not present. Not a lot of bright performances. Dallo had 2 chances in the beginning, did not have the composure to either put the ball on goal or give a killer pass on the left-hand side to Sheshko. 2 good chances that he had in the beginning, first 5 minutes of the game. A very, very disappointing performance. We have not won a game for 1.5 or 2 months now. Last win was with Newcastle. That was, I think, in the starting of December or mid-December, if I'm not wrong. It was before the festive fixture. The team is so low on confidence now, and I think Darren Fletcher mentioned that as well. All in all, a very, very dull performance. The consolation goal by Sheshko was of no use. Even if it was a 2-0 loss, the sentiment, the performance, the kind of comments that we are seeing would have been the same. It is just a band-aid on the wound that we scored 1 goal and Sheshko has now 3 goals in 2 matches. It was a very good header. I will not take it away from him, but that did not help us at all. As soon as we scored the goal, within 2 to 3 minutes, Lacey got the red and we were down to 10. We could not capitalize or we could not gain that momentum after scoring that goal because we went down to 10 men. And that took a hit on us as well, right? So I feel Maguire now, since he has had some minutes, I hope and pray that he is in the starting lineup against City because we need some solidarity in our defense. We are not able to control the goals that we are giving right now. Most of them are defensive mistakes. In these last 2 games, the structure and the control that the team had under Amorim is clearly lost. Say whatever, Amorim was this, Amorim was that, but at least he gave us structure, he gave us control that we were missing. He gave us control, and that control is missing currently. That is how I feel about our performance. Not a lot of praises, not a lot of good things to say. Obviously, we've lost the match. In my pre-match build-up, I had also mentioned how good Brighton's form is at Old Trafford, and that was something that I was scared of. And I think that came true. They have won 4 of their last 5 matches at Old Trafford. I don't think we have such poor form with any team currently in the Premier League. Our form is pathetic against Brighton, and this is scary. We did not have this bad a run against Liverpool or Manchester City when Manchester City was winning 3 to 4 titles in a row. Right? It was not that they would come to our backyard, thrash us, and go away. It happened 1 or 2 seasons at a stretch, but then we got back our mojo. But this is scary. Brighton did what they wanted to do, what their game plan was. They must have pumped themselves up with this stat that their form is good at Old Trafford, that United has just sacked its manager and the player morale is fragile. They must have pumped themselves up that United has not won a game for the last 10 matches. All these are things that a team gains confidence on. And I think that showed on the pitch as well with the kind of passing that they were doing, with the kind of runs they were making. The confidence that they had on the ball with and without was something that was admirable. And it showed. We lost the match hands down. I don't even think we had a chance to tie the match and take it to extra time. We were that bad. We could not make any chance. Brighton, fair value. All the praises to them for sticking to their game plan and making sure that they get this win at Old Trafford. I think Brighton has won against United for the first time in the FA Cup. They have lost a final against United back in 1983. Couple of years back when we lost to City in the final, the semi-final is what we had won against Brighton themselves, right? So we have had a good form against Brighton, and this is the first time that we've lost a match. I think we had played 8 matches before this. All of them were wins for United, and this is the first time that we've lost. We have been knocked out of the third round of an FA Cup competition for only the third time in our history. I think once it was against Leeds 16 years back, then once it was against Swansea 9 years back, and it's now with Brighton, right? So kudos to Brighton for doing what their plan was. Any takeaways from the match that I feel we can take? Probably only a couple of them. The first one being Maguire back on the pitch. He had some minutes. I feel that he should be back for the derby against City next weekend. And he should be in our starting lineup because otherwise our defense is going to break against City's formidable attack. Haaland is on fire. They have added Semenyo, who scored as well on his debut. Phil Foden will be back from the AFCON. Reinders is in great form, so we would need Maguire to be on point. The second good part from this game is Seshko scoring again, keeping his form going. 3 goals in the last 2 games and taking his overall goal tally to 5, which is good. So the form is also important for a striker, and I think that is a key takeaway that we have from this match. Dorgo and Lacey, the two other players that I feel have done well. Lacey will sadly not be available for the next game, but we will have backup and Ahmad who will be back. These are the only key takeaways or good points that I could see in the match yesterday. Otherwise, it was a horrible, horrible show for every United fan. After this dim night, all the United fans across the world are feeling sad, are feeling dejected, are feeling that when can we come out of this hole that we are in currently? We always feel that this is the lowest that we can get, and then we go lower, right? We are going and keep on exploring different kind of lows with this United team. What do we have to look forward to? The only thing that I would say currently is who the next manager will be. At least for the interim, we should have that clarity within today or tomorrow. Michael Carrick has been sounded as the man who will be taking charge as an interim with United. I will have a separate video on that. Other than that, I think the biggest thing we can look forward to right now is the players coming back from AFCON. Cameroon has lost, Ivory Coast has lost their quarterfinals. Both of them have lost their quarterfinals, which means Mbeumo and Ahmad will be back in our squad against City. I think we need them badly. Our attack is a very different pedigree if these two are in the team. And this is a boost for us for the City game. Let's hope they are fit enough to start. I will have a review on the pre-match build-up for that match very soon. But I think that's what we have to look forward to. This will be the shortest season United has ever played in their 130, 140 years history. We will only be playing 40 matches this season. Imagine a club like United who has international players with the World Cup coming in the next year, who everyone wants to have some minutes under their belt, and every player's dream is to play football matches. And here, this season, we will only be playing 40 matches. 38 from the Premier League, 1 from the FA Cup, which we have played, and 1 from the Carabao Cup, which we have played. Both losses, first round losses, and there is no European games that we have to play this year. Right? So it's a 40 game season for us. Let's see where that takes us. Looking forward to Michael Carrick being announced as the United manager for the remainder of the season very soon. And then the hunt for the permanent coach begins. So let's see what is in store. It's a sad day. I'm sure all of you are reeling from the sadness after seeing the match, the ridicule we will get from our friends and family. As United supporters, we need to be strong. We need to stick with our team. We need to stick with our club. And hopefully we will turn this around. So let's keep hoping for that, right? Hoping and praying. I will be back very soon with another video. Till then, if you like what I have on my mind and I put it out for you guys, please like my videos, please subscribe to the channel and keep watching GGMU.